Sterling from Deluxe Creative Services, Vice President of Global Operations for our features operation. We're here talking about HDR. HDR is probably the biggest advancement since the SD to HD transition. So it's a big deal for us. It's a big deal. It's going to be a big deal for the consumer in the very near future. And at Deluxe Creative, we are a leading supplier of, or leading provider, I should say, of Dolby Vision services. And we do Dolby Vision grading. We have various resources deployed around the company for Dolby Vision mastering. And we're also agnostic about the developing generic HDR market as well. And we believe that HDR is a huge advancement because it's not about bigger pixels, it's about making better pixels. Although there's a big push for 4K, 8K, 6K content, certainly you see all that buzz about bigger pixels, but HDR is about image enhancement. It's working at a much higher color fidelity and a higher color palette that filmmakers are excited about and content producers are excited about because it represents their creative vision through the delivery chain all the way home to the consumer. Now, there's a lot of confusion with HDR because the consumers aren't sure what HDR are. They see HDR modes on their iPhones and on their tablets and all these devices that they have, and they wonder, well, what does that mean? Well, the consumer market's catching up, where HDR from the consumer side to the professional world is converging. HDR is representing the filmmaker in a much more sophisticated way. And one of those providers that are doing it is Dolby Vision, in that they're taking what's captured and what the filmmaker and artist intend for you to see is actually getting translated to the home. And it's being done through dynamic metadata, where they're optimizing display devices, whether it be HD monitors, tablets, computer monitors, or your smartphone, will be optimized to show the best quality HDR image, whatever you're looking at off of. That's one of the unique things. Now there's a lot of also static HDR providers out in the market too, who believe that just one size fits all is a good way to take SDR to HDR. It's better than SDR, but it's a little different. And I think the dynamic workflow is where you're going to see the difference in the quality of HDR. The Red camera, which has a lot of people have access to that. It's a low-cost camera, and it produces high-quality image, high-quality information. So the Red camera actually has been around for a long time, and if you're not going to finish in a higher color gamut, if you're not going to finish in HDR, that Red camera isn't going to give you everything that it's capable of giving you. So the thing is, you adopt these high resolution cameras, these high HDR cameras, you're going to have to finish those in a HDR display environment in order to see all that information. It'll be there, but you may not be able to use it. So right now, we've been using those cameras for several years. The Arri, the F-Series, Sony's, the Red cameras. They've all been out for a long time. We're now, actually with HDR, we're seeing exactly what it's capable of producing, and it has put digital at a much more sophisticated level. It's actually at a phenomenal level because you're seeing what those were intended to do. Those cameras were way ahead of the curve in the HDR market.